Hi everyone, welcome to week 7. This is posted one day late. My webcam, I was having some issues yesterday, so we're back again. Hopefully it works just fine. Let's take a look at what your week looks like. We are in week 7. We are starting our second unit. Actually, technically we started it last week. And if you have taken a dive into the modules, you know that our second unit is all about free speech. You also see that I have posted the assignment. And as I mentioned yesterday in the email, don't panic, right? My philosophy is to give you the essay assignment up front, so that way you know what you are going to be working towards, what you're going to be writing about. The one thing I will say about the essay assignment is that, first off, you don't have a draft due for several weeks. But again, like the first essay, with this essay, you have an opportunity to choose what specific topic you would like to write about. So make sure you read the essay assignment. But essentially, this is the too long didn't read thing. The overarching question is, how free is free speech? And you choose which subtopic you would like to explore. For example, let me backtrack. There are 3 options to choose from. How free is free speech when it comes to hate speech? How free is free speech when it comes to cancel culture? How free is free speech when it comes to social media? We're going to be reading about all 3 of those different subtopics, but for your essay, you're really going to be choosing to explore one. We'll talk more about this in the coming weeks, but just kind of keep that in the back of your mind in terms of kind of where your own interests lie, what's interesting to you about those 3 subtopics, and kind of thinking about what you think would be interesting for you to explore in an essay. So don't panic about this quite yet. Again, I'm giving it to you just so you have a sense of what the essay is going to be asking of you. We have several pages here, giving the background about free speech, right? It's really important not just to look at the First Amendment and say, oh, look what it says about free speech, but to really understand a little bit of the philosophical ground behind the Free Speech Amendment. And then we have some, obviously, discussion boards about that. Excuse me. And then towards the end of this week, your readings focus on our first subtopic of hate speech. The idea here, again, is just to kind of give us an overall view of what hate speech regulations there are or aren't here in the States, and to kind of get you thinking about that. So that's the kind of the cluster of readings towards the end of the week and the discussion. You have a writing territory this week. And then these case studies, I think, are really interesting in that they're extra credit, obviously, but they just kind of get you thinking about free speech in the real world. There's usually some really interesting conversations that take place here. So I would encourage you to take a look at those. And then that's it, right? You're kind of at the end of the week. So as far as the workload goes, this is not as busy of a week as last week was, right? It's a busy week for me because I'm grading your essays. Don't expect to get those back this week. My hope is to get them back to you in the earlier part of next week. And then once you do get them back, we'll talk about the revision process, which is optional. We'll kind of talk about what to do next. In the meantime, if you are checking your Google Doc, you will see feedback on your Google Doc for your final essay. I would encourage you to just ignore it, because what you're going to miss is the feedback in Canvas. And in Canvas, that's where it's going to tell you whether your essay is a high pass, pass, not yet passing, or incomplete. So I would encourage you just to kind of let Unit 1 be done this week. Don't check your Google Doc. Wait until I send the email, I release all the grades in Canvas, and then you'll be able to kind of get the big picture of how your essay fared, right? If you only are looking at the Google Doc, you're only going to be getting one side of that. The other thing that kind of happens when I'm in the middle of reading essays is that I tend to not catch up on the points with the discussion boards and the writing territories and the extra credits. So you'll notice that those will kind of pile up, that I haven't been giving points for those. It's because me getting the essays back to you, that's more important. And so I will catch up once all the essays are done. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, she missed this. I didn't miss it. It's just that the priority is definitely the essays and getting those back to you. I have conferences all the time. So if you are curious about the essay and you want to at least talk about it, then by all means, schedule a conference. You can do that anytime that you would like. I have student hours Thursday and Friday morning from 9 to 11. No appointment needed. Just click on this link and hop in here. If you do schedule a conference, it's the same link. So when you schedule a conference and it says, oh, you're meeting with Ms. Miller on Wednesday at 2 o'clock, you can either go to your confirmation email for the link or just come into Canvas and click on the student hours here. All right, I think that's it. If you have any questions this week, please don't hesitate to let me know. This is a little bit of a quiet week. Next week is busier. The following week is busy. March is a tough month. I will say that. You know, we're in week 7. Next week is kind of the halfway point of the semester. And this is typically when I see most students really struggle. So reach out if you're having problems, if you're struggling with the work, with the management of this class and your other classes and work and life and whatever. You know, don't wait until you feel like you're so sunk that you can't recover. I'm here to help support you in any way that I can. So keep me in the loop as much as you would like to do that. All right, everyone. Have a great week, and we will talk soon.